You're watching Fugitive Red Eye, and welcome to yet another DVD collection update. To start off with today, we have Iron Virgin June, which if you can't tell, is a Gonagai series. But the design should make it fairly obvious. From what I understand, this is a single OVA episode, and from what I understand, that's all this series got, and it's severely toned down from the manga. I haven't watched it yet, so I cannot confirm. Next up, something a bit nostalgic, we have The Girls Next Door Season 1. If you're unfamiliar with The Girls Next Door, it's a very trashy reality show that shows life inside the Playboy Mansion. It's a very nice piece of smut that my teenage brain absolutely adored, so I'll be interested to see it again at some point. But yeah, there's the back of the case, for Disc 1 anyway. There's Disc 1 itself. Here's Disc 2. There's the back of Case 2. And there's Disc 2 itself. Here's Case 3. There's the back of Case 3. And Disc 3 itself. And look at that, I also bought Season 2. There's the back of the big case. Here's Disc 1. There's the back of that case. And the disc itself. Here's the front of Case 2. The back of Case 2. And the disc itself. There's Case 3. There's the back of Case 3. And the disc itself. Next up we have Family Guy Blue Harvest, which is the first of the Family Guy Star Wars specials. There's the back of that case. And there's Disc 1, and then Disc 2 is the digital copy. This was a really weird way to do it. You put this in your computer, and it gives you the digital copy. When you put this in a DVD player, it just shows up with the files and doesn't let you do anything with it. So it's a very bizarre way of doing it. Obviously, it's an outdated way of doing it as well. But I wonder if this is just before codes were like the norm. Then we've got Family Guy It's a Trap, which is the third Star Wars special. I do have the second one on the way in the mail, but it has not arrived yet, but it might by the end of this video, so who knows. If it is here by the end of this video, you will see it. And this is the Blu-ray and DVD, and the digital copy is on this disc as well, on the DVD disc, so again, strange. Here we have Something 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 Dark Side, so there we go. Now I have all the Star Wars Family Guy specials. There's the back of the case. As you can see, it is a slip case, and the slip case is identical to the regular case. Then there's the insert and disc. Here we have Family Guy Part 2, which contains volumes 6 through 10. Obviously, I own volumes 1 through 5 already, and you should have seen them in previous collection updates if you've been watching them. But there's the back of the big case. There's the episode guides, and they did a really interesting thing with the case. This thing is not attached to this in any way, and it actually works for the better, because you can just pull this straight out. But when it's in, it just kind of slips into place real easy. But as you can see, all of the discs just kind of have the same boring, generic art, so there's not really much variety in them. Next up, we have the Cleveland Show Season 2. I actually have Season 1 as well on the way in the mail. It hasn't come yet. But again, it may appear in this video if it arrives before I finish filming it, so there you go. But here's Season 2. Season 1 is on the way. There's the insert in Disc 1. There's Disc 2 and Disc 3. And there's Disc 4. And here we do have the Cleveland Show Season 1, so there's the first 2 seasons. Season 3 is also on the way now. But there's Disc 1, Disc 2, Disc 3, and Disc 4. And here we have Demon Beast Resurrection Soul Survivor, which I believe is the second volume of Demon Beast Resurrection. As you can see, I don't have the original case, just this red box type case. But there's a closer look at the disc. And here we have Demon Beast Resurrection Purgatory, which I think is the beginning of Demon Beast Resurrection, and then the other one that I already showed is the second volume, and I think there's only the 2 volumes for Demon Beast Resurrection. Obviously, Demon Beast Resurrection is the sequel to Demon Beast Invasion, as I've said before. Next up, we have the movie edition of Yurotsuki Doji. I already have the Perfect Collection, but the movie edition is a different cut that also has the dub. And not containing the dub is one of the few drawbacks to the Perfect Collection, because it is sub-only. But yeah, that's the movie edition. This one runs for 108 minutes. So again, Phantom Strider's running times were not correct on all of the releases, including this one, which is one of the censored ones. But yeah. Next up, we have the La Blue Girl US Comics, Volume 1. There's the front of it. And the back of it. Come on, get a better look. No glare, please. There we go. And there's Volume 2. And there's the back of that with an ad for the Demon Beast Invasion comic, which I already have and have reviewed. And here we have Mosquito on the 10th Floor, which is a really obscure Takeshi movie that, again, he acted in but did not direct. And as you can see, it stars the same guy who was in Comic Magazine, so I'm sure it's going to be interesting. Hopefully it has subtitles. I'm pretty sure the listing said it did, so I guess I'll find out when I pop it in. Incidentally, more Takeshi Tuesdays is on the way now. I've recorded 3 episodes out of the first 5 I'm going to record. Like I said, I'm going to do this season in batches, 5 at a time. Next up, we have Red Dwarf The Promised Land, which is the Red Dwarf TV special that aired last year. I pre-ordered this and imported it online because it isn't out in the US yet, and I don't know when it will be, so I bought the UK release, looks like, but I ordered it from Australia. But the reason I say UK is because this is the UK rating, but I ordered it from Australia is where I pre-ordered it from, so I'm a little confused on that, but regardless, it's here now. Here's the reverse art, which is something I really like that the UK does, is when they actually release Red Dwarf stuff, they always make it reversible art so you can make it match the older seasons. Because if you don't know, this is how all the older seasons look, as I've shown in my other collections. But there's the disc itself. Next up we have the South Park Risk of Exposure DVD sampler. This is a UK exclusive South Park compilation set that includes Sexual Healing, Dances with Smurfs, and the new Terrence and Phillip movie trailer. And it was exclusive to HMV, which is a UK retailer. There's the disc itself. And to end off with today, we have Beat Takeshi Murder Case, which is a Japanese made-for-TV movie. I think I'm probably the only English-speaking person to ever actually buy this movie. That's probably an exaggeration, but it's so obscure I had to really look into it to find it. The only information I could find was by Google translating Japanese sites. But it was posted on eBay, and so I bought it. There's actually a sequel to it, too, but I can't find that anywhere. But expect this sometime this season on Takeshi Tuesdays.
You fucking Makai are all the same. One little sniff of pussy and you lose it.